Hey everyone, thank you again for joining us for another episode of the Liverpool Connection Podcast. This is PubChat. Obviously, I'm not at BD Riley's today. Was there earlier for the earlier kickoff, and just because it was so early, couldn't do the pod after the match. So here I am at my house, and just talk about the Liverpool 1-0 victory over Girona in the Champions League that puts us with a perfect record, 6-0, the only team in Europe with a perfect record in the Champions League. 13 goals for, one against. And so we continue our march towards the next round of the Champions League in this new format. It wasn't easy, and a lot of people thought it may be easy. We had the week rest, but once again, Arne Slot, he doesn't really make a lot of changes in Europe. Um, big change, obviously, was Allison coming back in between the pipes as he's back from injury. But with Trent, Gomez, Van Dijk, and Robertson across the back line, that's your most senior defense, along with Allison. So you have the typical back four and the keeper that's shown us a lot of success in the past. So midfield, Gravenberch, Soboslai, and Jones, and then up top, Salah, Nunez, and Diaz. Um, Obviously, post game, Slot wasn't very happy with the performance. I'm just like, say, get 3 points, baby, and let's move on. But I can see where he's a little frustrated, where thinking that the players, having had that fortuitous break because of the Everton postponement, that they may come out fresh. And I thought I saw a little more legs from the team today. However, the structure wasn't there, and I think we were really passive. And once again, thinking that we are just going to walk through the opponents and just kind of dictate everything. We did have some early chances. Obviously, Gomez had a couple chances early on. We're still looking for his first goal as a senior player. So the march continues on that. But it was kind of a cagey affair. Girona really took the play to us. I know we ended up beating them on XG at the end of the game, but they beat us on XG um, outside of our penalty kick. So I know Slot's thinking about it. He's not too happy with just the way we played, and it was kind of easy to get through our midfield at times. And so I know he'll be looking at that and have the boys ready for the Premier League match against Fulham this weekend, and we'll bring you a preview of that here tomorrow. But once again, the main thing was go to Girona, get the victory, and really get us through to the next round. You skip the uh, the two-legged knockout phase for the next round between teams 9 through 24. So that gives us a little bit of rest when we'll probably need it here in the next couple months. Overall, I thought Trent had not his best day as a as a defender again. It was kind of weird. He was really floated into the middle, clogged up the middle. Really took a lot of the space where Gravenberch usually plays in those spaces, and so you had Trent sitting right next to him, and we had no width. We were playing so narrow. Girona wanted us to play narrow, and we really had no wide players. Once Trent goes into the middle, we play three in the back, but our three stay very compact. Gomez doesn't really go out to the right wing to offer width at that point. So it was kind of weird, really clogged in the middle. Um, Decision making in the final third wasn't the best at times. Diaz and Nunez at times. Salah tried a couple things, but it didn't come off. Um, so really a hit and miss kind of game. Jones did yeoman's work, and so did Soboslai, but really nothing was coming off. And now the Girona packed the defense, obviously, and so we have to figure out a way to play against teams like that, because as we get into the second half of the season, we will be meeting and playing against teams that will sit back and just are trying to counter against us. So we need to figure out a different approach to break teams down. Um, Girona had a good game plan. They like I said, they beat us on XG, and they did have a couple chances. And Allison, for being so long away from the game, I was impressed with his positioning. That's probably one of the hardest things to get back when you're off as a keeper, is that your positioning while the ball's in play. Knowing where your where your angles are. So I thought he did a great job. Obviously, whenever the ball is near him, he's immense. He's just a solid back there. So we're fortunate enough as Liverpool to have two great keepers with Kelleher and Allison, and both will be needed as we run towards the end of the season. So, you know, my man of the match, I thought Gomez played really well back there. I know when you look at the ratings, Allison will have the higher rating, so probably a good shot for him to be man of the match and kept the clean sheet. But I thought Gomez played really well on that right side. He really didn't have a lot of help. Trent was so out of position a lot of times that Gomez really had to play that right side by himself. So I thought Gomez played really well, and good to see Elliott coming in at the end, getting some minutes under his belt because we'll need him as these um, these games pile up and we get into the new year. But hopefully, you know, Slot does look at the team because that was really the first team. Gapco comes in at the end, so you expect him to be a starter come this weekend against Fulham. I was concerned about Diaz. Diaz kind of looked a little off today, but he's one of those guys you probably still having him out there, and Slot has seems like he wants to play him through the middle when Gap goes on. So we'll see what happens against Fulham. Fulham is going to be a good contest for us. So the boys will have to get back into training. We have Jota started training again, so that's good that he's going to be able to contribute here pretty soon to the team. But I know a lot of people will be slating Nunez after today's performance, but he's a guy that just he has no confidence. You could just tell in some of the things that he's doing that the confidence isn't there. But as Salah came out with this week, Nunez is his favorite player to play with. So as long as he's on Salah's favorite player, he's going to get some time on this team to try to contribute as much as possible. So not much else to say about this game, but you know, 3 points leading the league, setting the pace in Europe, and we march on. So please like, subscribe, put on your notifications, and we will come back to you soon with our preview against about the Fulham match. Cheers.